Guys, we could complain all we want. We could come out here and rant and rave all we want about, WWE and Vince McMahon not being in tune to what's going on, or ignoring or making things that they're trying to establish as legit already irrelevant. We can come out here and complain all we want, guys. We can yell and rant and rave. We can do all that. We can assume certain positions because we have certain women or men show up that we don't want. We can clap and say, screw, like, blankety blank this person. But all we are, guys, is whispers in the wind. That's all we are. And when you look at Retribution, they're basically WWE's way of trying to interpretate us. That's what they are. Bruce Pritchard, Vince McMahon, Kevin Dunn, whoever, came up with the idea. Maybe Triple H went along with it, even though he probably thought it was ridiculous. And said, let's put this group together to be a representation of the fans. Always complaining, always whining and moaning and blankety blank because they're not getting what they want. How many times has Jason Solomon on Solomonster Sounds Off said, this person or that person shouldn't be in this or shouldn't be going through that or they deserve better, they deserve this, they should be doing that, How many times has Jason done that? A lot. How many times has Alyx, just Alyx, formerly Deluxe Man of Alyx's World, how many times has he come on here and said, this person deserves better, they should do this, this makes sense, not this, they shouldn't do this, this don't make sense, How many times has he complained? A lot. How many times has OTR Central complained? A lot. How many times has Don Tony complained? A lot. How many times has Wrestle Inc. complained? A lot. How long has Kayfabe, I'm going to call him, complained? A lot. But it's no use unless you really, really make it impactful. Especially now. It's not working. When you don't have a live crowd in the audience, it's not going to work. If you're just sitting at home on your computer or on your phone, and if you're lucky enough to get into the virtual Thunderdome, you think your voices are going to be heard? No. You're just a spectator for like 15, 20 minutes. That's it. That's all you are. That's all you are. And you know what's funny? WWE can do a live crowd. They can do a live crowd along with the virtual crowd. You know how they can do it? Take out certain seats, certain sections at the Amway Center, and there you go. You can still have your video walls, but having the video walls in between certain seats where live people could come in and sit down, guess what? You space people out in groups and bubbles so you don't probably contaminate anybody else. That's right. Let's say you have a wall of a video wall on one section, take out the next one, and then you put a seat, and then you leave that seat open for real people, then guess what? You can do a rinse and repeat. Put a few more video walls, have an open space, let people go up there, or let people take that row. There you go. You're spacing things out. You could even put video walls if you want to in between certain seats, each of that row, so at least you keep people separated so you don't risk any contamination. It can be done. You can have a hybrid audience. Believe it or not. They can have a hybrid live/virtual audience. But they don't do that. They don't want to do that. And why? Because WWE thinks they're better than that. You think Vince McMahon doesn't see what AEW is doing? You don't think he sees what New Japan's doing? You don't think he sees what all these other local, indie, or mid-major promotions are doing by allowing crowds back in? Even at 15%, 20%, 15%, 20%, 25%, 50%? 100% maybe in Japan. You don't think he's looking at that and going, oh, those fools, it's gonna backfire in their face, all those people are gonna get contaminated, and we here, we're doing it smart. We're doing it virtually so nobody gets sick, You don't think he's not thinking that right now? You don't think he's not getting informed about what's going on in those companies? He is. He's getting informed. And he's laughing about it. Because he thinks they're the ones making the mistake and he's doing the right and he's doing the smart thing. And this is where it gets hard for a lot of fans to criticize WWE because, they will do a lot of things. They will go back on certain decisions they make. They will make certain, decisions that they want to keep or they want to make look legitimate. They'll make them look irrelevant immediately after they try to make them look legitimate. Like the draft. Like I just read on Twitter, the Riot Squad, Liv Morgan and Ruby Riot on Raw when they were drafted to SmackDown? Why? What, because they're competing for the tag titles? You could have kept that match separate for SmackDown. It doesn't make any sense. And you know what's making no sense? They're deciding to take some of the women they've drafted over to the brand, and because they feel maybe none of them are ready or worthy enough to face Asuka, because they're saving Asuka for Charlotte. Let's be honest. That's exactly what they're doing. As much as I hate to say it, I love Charlotte. Don't get me wrong. Charlotte is one of my favorites. Cannot deny that girl. She is talented beyond belief. But we all know Asuka is going to be fed to her the moment she comes back. As talented as Asuka is, and Asuka should deserve to get at least another win. I think she has, one win over Charlotte, as far as we know. She deserves to get a second one. But, unfortunately, that's not going to happen. So we know she's going to get fed. So what are they doing with these other women? Well, they're biding their time? Oh, let's just put them in a tag team. Let's just put Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke in a tag team where they're about muscles. Where they show off the muscles and everything. And try to come up with a name for them. Oh, how about we now, tonight, decide to pair up Lana and Peyton Royce. Peyton Royce, well, not Lana, but here tonight, let's pair up Peyton Royce and Lacey Evans. Peyton Royce, who a lot of people have said is one of the most talented women out there in ring, and should be someone that could compete and give Asuka a match for a run for her money. And now she's being put into a tag team title situation, maybe a tag team on occasions with Lacey Evans. What are they going to be, the new Iconics? Iconics 2.0? Look, we could be upset. Again, this is what WWE, why everybody is so frustrated with WWE, because it's that old saying of, you love to hate, it's that old saying of, love to hate and hate to love. You love to hate WWE, but you hate to love WWE. And that's the thing. It's confusing. It's frustrating because you want to love to hate them for the, for the nonsensical nonsense that they come up with and decisions that they make. But then you hate to love them because they'll turn it around on you and give you something completely different or opposite to what they're doing elsewhere. It's frustrating. It's a love. Basically, this whole thing with the fans in WWE is a love-hate relationship. It's a love-hate-love relationship. And we can't win. Because, we may appreciate AEW and New Japan and other promotions getting fans out there to attend shows, even at limited capacities. But then we have to respect the fact that WWE is doing the smart thing. Even though they could bring in fans and do exactly what I said. Take out certain rows of video walls and put fans into these rows. Maybe even have a video wall in between in certain rows, like in the middle of certain rows, so you can divide them, make sure there's no contamination spread. But again, even though WWE can do that, and they know they can, they're not going to, because, you know, again, they're going to make themselves look like they're the superior beings. They're the superior promotion. They're the smart ones. They're the ones that are basically doing the right thing. They're the ones looking at AEW and New Japan and others and going like, ha, 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 ha. Oh, they are so gonna regret these decisions. Ha, ha, ha. All these fans coming in at even 25 or 30%, whatever. Ha, ha, ha. They're gonna regret it. Oh, Japan, you have 100% capacity just about? Ha, ha, ha. That's gonna blow up in your face. Ha, ha, ha. Again, that's how he's viewing it. People that tell him what's going on with these other promotions and how they're trying to work around the situation of the pandemic and how to modify things, he's laughing at it. He's laughing at it because to him, in his mind, those companies are the ones making the mistake. They're the ones making the dumb decisions. So again, getting back to it, it's, you know, you hate the fact that Vince might be right about what he's doing, but you hate to admit that because it's that love-hate relationship. And there's nothing we can really do about it. So, you know, again, why waste our breath, right? All we should do is just come out here. You know, here's my advice. If you see any good things about Raw or Smackdown, NXT, 205 Live, you know what you do? If you're just Alyx and your show's mainly about wrestling at times, or been known mainly for wrestling, you know what you do? Just come on here and talk about the good stuff you saw. And if there's no good stuff, say, you know what? I have nothing to say. This is a free-for-all. Ask me anything you want. Let's discuss anything else but wrestling. That's what you do. Or you do what he did today. You just put up a video talking about something else that might be wrestling related. Sorry about that. But, and the same goes for Solomonster, Jason Solomon, you know, for OTR Central, the Schleg Daddy. You know, it goes for everybody. You know, why waste your breath on reviewing an entire freaking show of Raw when all you could, or SmackDown or NXT, when you could just easily focus on the good things? Just say, this is the good stuff, I want to focus on that. The negative stuff, I'm going to act like it never happened. And just go from there. Because if WWE is not going to give you good quality sports entertainment, you know, throughout the 3 hours of Raw, the 2 hours of NXT, and the 2 hours of SmackDown, and the 1 hour of 205 Live, then why bother? So, anyway, that's all I'm going to say, guys. I just wanted to come out here and say that because, you know what? You know, we have to realize that we can come out here, complain, rant, and rave all we want. Just Alyx can do that. OTRS Central can do that. You know, Wrestling Inc. can do that. Don Tony, Kevin Castle, Jeff Meacham, Aaron Rift, Chase Oliver, JD from NY206. We can all come out here and complain. We can complain all we want. But in the end, why bother complaining? There's an old saying. Let's focus on that Paul Heyman used to say about ECW and how people viewed it. Focus on the positive. Hide the negatives. So you know what? Maybe that's what we should do. When you want to review a show, focus on the positives of that show and hide and ignore the negatives. It's probably the best thing you can do. Because that's the only way you're going to enjoy something that pretty much should be better than what it's being presented as. Anyway, again, like I said, it's that basically in the end, this is just a love-hate, hate-love relationship with WWE that the fans have. That we, the fans, have with them. So, anyway, though, guys, that's all I'm going to say. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Comment if you like. Thank you for watching. Take care. God bless. I'm out.